on this computer. There we go. Share, sorry.
And then while he's doing that, if your student's a percussionist, Mrs. Solis is our percussion teacher. She also just got married this summer, so she used to be Hall. It's the same thing as me. Her email will probably change at some point in the year. But if you see Hall, that's her. If you see Solis, that's her. But just so you know, for her as well, it's the same situation.
Okay, so one of our most important things about band at McDonald has nothing to do with music. One of our most important things is we want your kids to come out of McDonald Band being a good person. We want to support you in raising your kids for the next 3 years. We firmly believe that discipline comes before instruction. If they're not behaving in class, we're going to correct them. And they can tell you, I'm not afraid to call them out in the middle of class. Because if they can't pay attention and they can't do what we ask them to, they're not going to be successful. Not only just in band, but in the classroom, outside the classroom. Parents, you know how it works out there. If you're not doing your job, you're not gonna have that job for long. So we are very, we're not mean, but we have a standard and we hold them to it. And if they're not making it to that behavior standard, we will tell them. And then if it needs to be call home, we'll call home and tell you. A lot of times it will be emailed. We go home and we email them. But we will reach out. If they're a problem, they're having a problem doing the right thing, we will reach out. Now, I'll be honest with you, last year I think it's called parents for this.
This is what they're showing.
It's not something that's awesome, but I just want you to know if I'm reaching out to you,
There's so much people.
have a good time and we can really fast so they don't have to mess up. If you have your camera on, your sound on, please be sure to turn it off. Thank you. All right. So, and we also tell all their teachers, if they need help, to call us, just like the coaches. If you need help, the coaches will run your student until they need them to stop. But we'll do the same thing. We'll make sure that they're being good in all their classes. That's one of the things we pride ourselves on here at McDonald.
Here to get your steps in.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That's you.
Okay, communication. So it's super important. We really try to make sure that everybody's getting communication all the time from us. Mr. Major will send out a s'more every single week. It is one of the best places where you can get info. It'll tell you everything band related for that week and often the coming month as well. Every bit of information he can think of is on there. There's also messaging you can do on IO. But honestly, email is probably the best way to get a hold of either of us. We teach from 8:10 to 4:40 every day, sometimes later than that. So if you call us, we will get back to you, but it won't be as prompt as it is on an email because we just start teaching pretty much nonstop. And then if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact us, me, Mr. Major, or Mrs. Solis. We want to make sure that we answer your questions and that you feel like you know what's going on. And so we are always happy to respond to email or IO messaging, however you get a hold of us, we are going to make sure we get back to you as soon as we can.
We pride ourselves on if you send us an email, we will respond within 24 hours. Sometimes it will be 24 hours, depending on what's going on that night. But if I get an email, I'm going to respond if it needs a response. If it's just like, okay, that doesn't respond. But if you have a question, we will get back to you. We will not miss an email. At the end of the slide, at the end of the meeting, we'll put this back up. You can scan this with your phone and add us to your phone. You can take a picture with all the information on it. But we'll put this up again at the end so you can get it. But we want to go on so we can get us in and out. All right. So IO, if you did IO in elementary school, it's the same kind of system. I will be honest with you. The only real business we're going to do in IO is I'll check messages and we'll post the weekly s'more. That's really about all that's going to be able to be done through there. There's some new restrictions that you don't want to know about. And the best person to reach on IO is me. There is just all sorts of crazy things. Now, if you reach out to Ms. Reeves, she'll get that, but not as soon. I check it at least once a day, usually in the morning, and I will respond to you as soon as I can. But like we said earlier, the best way to get a hold of us is email. Any handout that you see that we give your student, we will send it through email. We will send it on the weekly newsletter because I had a child that went to this school, he graduated from this school, and I never got the handouts. It's like, dude, I'm right here. And I didn't get handouts from his other teachers. So any handout we give them that y'all need to see, we will send to you, and there will be Spanish translation either on the backside or on a whole nother paper. Now it is Google Translate, so bear with us. It's gotten a little bit better, but it's still not great. We'll also put on the band website, mcdonaldband.com, and the top you can pick handouts. Everything stays up to date up there. The second I update it, it gets updated up there. It's all done. And again, English and Spanish, both times. Right? You talked about the newsletters, didn't you? Yeah. All right. All right. Go ahead. All right. So the band website is really hard to remember. Well, you can't see it. It's mcdonaldband.com. If you Google McDonald after the restaurant, we come up before the school because we've had the band website 20 years, I think. It is a Google site. The school district requires us to have a Google site, but it's always, everything you want always starts there. It's mobile friendly, so you can do it on your iPad, your phone, whatever you need. Handouts, contact us buttons. The calendar is super important. We'll show you that here in a little bit. It has every single thing that is not a class period. Anytime your student has to stay after school, any performance we have is on that calendar. Hopefully you got a calendar from your student last week that had everything on there. All the forms, IO links, supplies, everything you need starts at the band website at mcdonaldband.com.
We also have social media. We are pretty active on social media. We've got Facebook and Instagram. Our Facebook, you just look up McDonald Middle School Band and we're there. Our Instagram is McDonald_band. We like to post photos during class. We like to post reminders and events and things like that on our social media accounts to keep y'all updated.
I will say that on our social media, it is not as informative as the emails and stuff. It's fun and it's great. But if there's something that's really important, it's going to come to you through email, Google Classroom, IO, stuff like that. Okay. So the band calendar, this I think is probably one of the most important things we do the beginning of the year. We are all busy. I have 2 kids and a wife, and our family calendar looks crazy. So if you did not get a calendar, the best place to go is mcdonaldband.com. And then you click on calendar. There's a paper copy you can get. There's also a Google Calendar that if you want to add to your own personal device, you can click the little plus button and it'll be in there. And then anytime there's a change, any handout, it'll be linked from that Google Calendar and we will send it home to you. Every event will have a schedule that we'll post on the band website. It is Google. So if you have an Android phone, it works great. If you have an iPhone, it's a little weird. But if you'd like to afterwards, I can help you get it on. But we try to keep it as up to date because we are all busy. And then the students have Google Classroom. We'll put it in everything for the students. I had a lot of parents email me over the weekend about t-shirts. I cannot add you to Google Classroom, but your student can log into their Google Classroom on your device. It doesn't have to be on their Chromebook. They just have to go to the district website, mesquiteISD.org, and there's a login button, and they can do it all, and you can go from there. Right? My favorite thing about Google Classroom is if you get parental notifications, you'll get parental notifications about all of your students' classes. Every single one. Anything that goes in Google Classroom, you can get an email for. And again, if you would like me to show you how to turn that on at the end, I'll be happy to show you on mine. It saved me and my son's life a lot because he was terrible at bringing home stuff. And then the best button, there's a to-do button for the students. And you click that to-do button, it will show every single thing that they have not turned in, which is great and scary at the same time. I got it. Anyway, answer.
Oh, I can do. Okay, so I'm practicing. We are going to ask that students practice. So they're going to have little practice assignments. Once they get instruments up and going, we haven't gotten instruments out just yet. We've been teaching them how to like sit upright, how to breathe correctly. I know that sounds weird, but that's something you have to do in band. We've been teaching them those kinds of things. And then next week, they're going to start on instruments. There will be a point where we'll say, hey, you're welcome to take your instrument home and practice. they're gonna have a lot of performances. And we want to make sure that they're ready for that. So every day they'll get a practice assignment. It's never going to be anything crazy. It's never going to be super long or anything. But we're going to send them home with some homework just like they would have in their other classes. And they are expected to keep up with that. And if you don't want to hear their lovely sounds at your house, they are welcome to practice at school before school or after school. The band hall is open until at least 40 every day except for Friday. But in the mornings, if they want to get to school early and use one of our practice rooms, they are more than welcome to do that. Another thing about practicing, once we get going, they're going to get a little practice log. Practice logs are kind of our band homework assignment. All they do every day when they go home and practice is they'll fill in, it'll look just like this. They'll fill in how many minutes they practice for each day. And then at the end, they'll total it up and they'll get you to sign it. We really make sure that they get you to sign it. We do check and make sure it looks like an actual parent signature. And then they'll turn that in every week and they'll get a grade for each week. So they get one practice log per 9 weeks. And it'll look just like this. And each week they'll turn it in and we'll give it right back to them either that day or the next day. And so it's just the same cycle, they're due every Wednesday. So on Tuesday nights, they should be asking you to sign their practice logs, get those done, and then they'll send them in and turn them in the next day. All right, private lessons. Okay, private lessons are one of the most awesome things we have. They're super important. Basically, it's an opportunity for your student to get one-on-one work with a professional musician on their instrument. Okay, because Mr. Major and I, we get a lot done with them, but when we have like just one of us and we have at least like 20 or I don't even know, I think every class has a lot of people in it. We don't get as much individual attention as they would if they had like a private tutor. So the private lesson teachers, they will come in, and if you sign up for lessons, they can work with your student during the class period, pull them out, give them a little half the class period of a lesson, just working with them one-on-one. And then they get that extra help that they need. There is a change on private lessons. If you saw the private lesson form that we sent out, it said they were $25 per lesson. It is actually $22 per lesson. So that's a little bit better. We're happy about that. But another great thing about lessons is that if you're interested in that, we have scholarships available for them. So we have some money budgeted that we're given by the district where we can allocate certain scholarships and we can make that number go less than 22. We can't tell you exactly how much yet because they're still not all turned in. But when we get that information, we can tell that to you after you've applied. And then they will most likely also, another way they can make the price go down if you don't want to pay the $22 every week, they can buddy up with somebody and then they can split that cost. So instead of 22, it'd be $11 per lesson. The other thing we can do is we can have them do every other week lessons. So if they're interested in lessons and you are good with that or interested in that, we've got some forms up here you can fill out and turn in. They're technically due tomorrow, but we're going to let you turn them in next week as well. Just because we got that $25. We were told the wrong amount with 25. So now that it's 22, we want to make sure everybody's got a fair chance to turn that in. And we always say that this is a big investment in your students' future. I know Mr. Major and I both took lessons as students and it helped us so much. We both went into college and were able to get scholarships and we would not have been able to do that without those lesson teachers getting us on the right track. Did you want to add anything to
And
that?
my wife took private lessons when she was in middle school and high school. She is not a band director. She's an elementary school teacher and she paid for her college with her instrument. She was a clarinet player. So it's not something you have to do if your student wants to be a band director. It's just something that you can do. College scholarships for band are through the roof. There are more college scholarships given out for band than any other activity, football, anything, because the bands are so much bigger. So that's an opportunity you're getting it on now, and you can start that and get everything going. All right, supplies. We've been talking to your students and hopefully you have supplies. We will play every day. Once we start, we're going to play every day for the next forever. The only day we will not play is the day before we leave for Christmas break and the day before school is out. We don't waste any time. We don't give free days. That's just not who we are. If we have time, we're going to use it. We're going to work. If we are both gone, we won't play because we're both gone. Most substitutes don't know how to do band. But I think there's 2 days this year that we're going to both be gone. Other than that, we're still gonna play. We'll combine the classes, have a great time. Their instruments must be in a good working order and they must have an instrument. Hopefully you've already gotten their instrument, it's been delivered, or maybe it's ordered, it's just not here yet. That happens. Monday, we are starting with instruments. We're gonna start learning how to put them together, how to play them. So you have all your supplies. There's also some cleaning things that go with it, just like any other, like a vehicle or anything you have to take care of. You have to maintain it. We're gonna teach them how to do all of that. You don't have to worry about that. They will know how to do it. We will teach them to do it. Our philosophy is if you're gonna get out of your way and get it for them, they're gonna take care of it and make sure. And we do check that their instruments are in good working order. If you are missing something, you can go to the band website, McDonald Band, and then go to supplies. There's a whole list of everything you need. There's multiple places you can get it from. Some of the things you want for band can get on Amazon. Some of them you don't want to get on Amazon. Just kind of depends on what it is. You can link, if it's got a link to Amazon on it, go ahead. I know we got 2 boxes today. I understand. But some of the things like the instrument, you don't want to get the instrument off of Amazon. Then the other supplies, we're gonna have a binder fee. It's, I believe, well, we're still getting the final price. That is everything else that they'll need for band. Binders, they've already got their binders, have pencil bags. They're getting name tags next week for their instruments. And that just puts it all together, makes it a lot cheaper for you. If you buy it by yourself, I want to say it comes out about $7 more than if we buy it and you do it through the school. So we figured we'll save you $7 because $7 is $7. All right, now, as we're talking about money, here's what I want you to understand. If you need extra time for something, please just ask. Don't send it with your student. Your students don't know. Your students will mess it up. Email me, Mr. Major, there's a fee due on Monday. I get paid on Thursday. Fine, that's great. I'll make a note, no problem. All you gotta do is tell me. I personally, I'm not ashamed of this at all. I went through a bankruptcy, I went through a medical bankruptcy about 10, 11 years, or no, oh my goodness, 18 years ago. I understand completely. If you need time, give us a call. There are some things we can push forever away. There are other things that we can't push at all, but we always give you at least a month to do any kind of fee that we put out because some people get paid once a month. So we won't ever say we need this money tomorrow. That will never happen. I can tell you here in about 2 weeks, I'll be able to tell you every fee for the entire year. And if you want to pay it all at once, great. If you want to pay it when it's due, great. Whatever works for y'all. Things that you have for expenses. If you're a woodwind, you have reeds. That's the little thing they put on the thing that actually makes the sound. Band t-shirt's gonna be $10. Orders are due tomorrow. Hopefully you've seen that. Solo piano fee is in April. We play at a contest where the students play by themselves. The piano player plays with them. You're paying for a service. We're not teaching them how to play piano. This will make a lot more sense in April when we talk about that. Band trips, we have 2 band trips. In December, we're gonna go to Epic Waters. If you know Epic Waters, it's an indoor water park. I believe I want to say it's 40. I'm not 100% sure. We are still trying to get that down as cheap as possible. The opening for paying for that will start in September and you have to pay it by the end of October. So you have 2 full months to do that. It is optional. And then in May, we go to Penstack, which is kind of like a Celebration Station, except a lot nicer. And we would love, if you would like to go with us and be a chaperone, we'd love to have you. When those announcements come out, it'll tell you what to do to be a chaperone. The more the merrier. We'll take as many as we can go. A couple of years ago, they decided we were not supposed to touch cash anymore, which for us was great. So if you have, if you need to pay a fee, you can pay it online at InTouch. There's a link that says pay band fees online, just like you paid your Chromebook fee, just like you paid anything in elementary. Or you go to the front office and they now have tap to pay. So if your student has a card or if they have like Apple Pay or Android Pay, they can now do that in the front office. I did mine the other day. It's fantastic. It's so much better than having to go to the bank and get cash. And I mean, I never have cash. So there's a link on the band website. Don't try to pay anything until we get it billed. There are no band fees due until the end of September. The beginning of school is crazy. Clothes, instruments, this, that. We're not even going to mess it until the end of September. We're not asking for anything. Okay. So the handbooks the forms you should see, You should have already seen your band handbook form. It's your basic band permission slip. If you haven't seen it, you ask your student. If they haven't done it, we have some right over there, English and Spanish. Instrument use form has not come out yet. It comes out next week. These are for students using school instruments, oboe, bassoon, horn, euphonium, tuba, and a couple of other little ones. That's just your permission slip from the district to use it. No charge at all. And then the private lesson form, this was optional. And all those are mcdonaldband.com at the handbook and forms area. And we have some up here if you need them.
And those are due tomorrow.
Yeah, they're due tomorrow. So that is it for the big full organized meeting. We will stay and answer as many questions as possible. If you're in the chat, we'll answer those as much as possible. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you letting us teach your kids. They're fantastic. We've been having a great time. All right. Thank y'all. I must stop recording.
Oh, you
It's
brought
red.
them. Oh, okay, she's got a sign. Here you go. Private lessons? Awesome.